Now is it fine? अब आ रही है आवाज?
Yes, sir. Better than earlier. Yes, sir.
Network issue है. हाँ जी. So by the way, you were not there in this session, and we were talking over
Yes.
authoritative topics. है ना? Actually, we left a topic that is associated to Mr. William Shakespeare, sonnets of Shakespeare. We have some sonnets.
Okay, sir.
है ना? Did you people read that or not?
Sir, I have not read complete sonnet.
Why? No, it's not like that. I'm just asking you about the given sonnets in our syllabus, prescribed sonnets. Have you gone through them?
Yes, sir. By notes, I have read something about it.
Listen to me. By associating your topic to sonnets, they can ask you about the history of sonnets. है ना? Who was the propounder of sonnet in English language? Then they can ask about the history of sonnet. है ना? They can ask that way. है ना? And along with that, you
Yes,
are
sir.
supposed to have fair idea about the themes of every sonnet that we have in our syllabus. है ना?
Okay.
Today,
Yes, sir.
we have fair idea that Mr. William Shakespeare has written how many sonnets?
154.
And out of 154, how many were there in sonnet collection for the first time in 1609? Published by whom?
Thomas Thorpe, sir.
How many sonnets were there?
Sorry, sir. We are not aware of it.
We people have clear idea that he wrote around 150,
Yes, sir.
but we don't have clear idea that how many 152 152 सोनेट उसमें थी. 2 सोनेट किसी ने बाद में दी जिनको ऐसा बताया गया कि ये भी शेक्सपियर. ओके. बाय द वे
Okay. Yes, sir.
we have those sonnets actually, है ना? They were dedicated to whom in our syllabus? We have I think 24,
Um,
26, 27 and then 44. All those sonnets belong to whom? They were written for
Sir, young men.
fair youth. You are talking about fair youth.
Fair youth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
By the way, if we try to connect with the biography of Mr. William Shakespeare, according to him, he wrote those sonnets for a fair youth. W.H. What can we track out of this? What should be this term, W.H.? Actually, it is associated to Earl of Pembroke. What was his name? He was patron of Mr.
So Henry Wriothesley.
Sorry?
So was he Henry Wriothesley?
Yes. WH, but it was WH, na? It was WH.
Mm.
In your
Yes, sir.
Henry, and then
Wriothesley.
you are talking about Earl of Southampton.
Southampton.
Yes, but I'm asking about Earl of Pembroke. Sonnets were, I think, devoted to him, dedicated to him. By the way, how many sonnets were dedicated to fair youth?
126, sir.
And the rest dedicated to whom?
To
Sir,
older
Dark
women.
Lady. Dark Lady.
Dark Lady. Then Mr. George Bernard Shaw wrote a famous play, Dark Lady of the Sonnets. The play was actually influenced from William Shakespeare. Getting us?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Okay.
we have many sonnets, 26, 27, and then
So, sir, Dark.
yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. Sir, Dark Lady is Mary Whittington only.
Sorry.
Sir, Dark Lady is Mary Whittington. I'm not sure of this fact, but
No,
I have read
I'm
it
I'm
somewhere.
I'm I'm also not sure because there are different theories. We have no exact information actually.
Okay.
We have no idea actually clearly.
Okay, okay, sir.
क्या पूछ रहा था मैं? भूल गया.
About sonnet 26 and
Yes,
27, you
yes,
were
yes,
saying something.
yes, yes, yes. Could you people tell me about the sonnet 26? What is in there? It is about a perfect painter or actor, imperfect
Yes, sir.
actor.
Probably it is really.
Sir, वो 23 है as an unperfect actor.
Hmm.
It is 23 sonnet.
Hmm.
In 26, we see the theme of love and duty.
26.
Hmm.
Could you give me any famous line from 26?
Uh, famous line. Where's mine? Duty is so great, which wit so poor as mine.
That I unable to express my duty, unable to express my emotion before you. You know, the reason is that my writing is not capable to handle my emotions. है ना? So
Hmm.
before your duty, my emotion will lose, according to him, in his mindset actually. Here we can see the trait of homosexuality in the behavior of Mr. William Shakespeare. Getting my point? Getting? By the way, we can also connect it to with Mr. Christopher Marlowe. How? First of all, we have fair idea about Merchant of Venice. There we can see Bassanio and Antonio. Antonio is somehow attracted towards Bassanio in recent studies. So here we can understand that we must have something related to homosexuality. In the same way, we have something related to Mr. Christopher Marlowe. What was that? He had also same kind of traits.
Yes, sir, we discussed it. He was also the that kind of
By the way,
person.
he has written a famous historical play. What was its name?
So,
Edward
Edward
II.
II.
Yes. In Edward II, we can easily see the trait of homosexuality.
Hmm.
A person who is pursuing the same kind of writing, the same kind of poetry, the same kind of tragedy. So there are high possibility of the person, that he might be the same person. Shakespeare, Marlowe supposed to be a same person because of their writings. Even when you go through the obra of Mr. Francis Bacon, you will find many similarities to the writing of Mr. William Shakespeare, to the writing style of William Shakespeare. तो ये बहुत कंफ्यूजन के विषय हैं. कई बार ऐसा कहा जाता है ये तीनों एक ही हैं. तो कई बार ऐसा भी कहा जाता है कि बेकन इन दोनों को ओवरशैडो करता है. मतलब शेक्सपियर की मौत के बाद वो बेकन बन गया, उससे पहले वो शेक्सपियर था और शेक्सपियर से पहले मार्लो. आपस में आइडेंटिटी क्लैश नहीं करती है ना. ये थ्योरीज है. We cannot say anything confidently because we don't have any historical document with us. Getting my point? We have a lot many sonnets, by the way. The one of is a imperfect actor actually. Suppose we have a
Hmm.
highly power of emotions. So we are just going to deliver something over the stage, and then all of a sudden, because of high powered emotion, we are unable to speak. So this much overwhelming device because of the love of fairly. We have others, for example, in one sonnet, I think it is 27, or unable to recall exactly, it is 27 or 44, in which he simply says that this body is somehow restraining me, stopping me to be with you. याद आ रहा है? अगर पढ़ा होगा तो याद आएगा, नहीं तो ऊपर से जाएगा. पढ़ा है.
सर, तभी का याद आ रहा है मतलब.
अगर पढ़ा नहीं तो समस्या होगी, आपको लगेगा मैं क्या करें कर रहा हूँ, कोई अर्थ ही नहीं फिर उसका.
नहीं सर, रिलेट तो कर पा रहे हैं.
कोई बात नहीं, उनको पढ़ेंगे, छोड़ो इसको. बाय द वे, नाउ वी हैव फ्रांसिस बेकन इन द लास्ट यूनिट. है ना. We have a famous play that is of revenge. What is Francis Bacon's approach towards revenge? Let me know.
So by reading the first line of his essay, he says like revenge is a kind of wild justice. So by this we can interpret that he is against the revenge. Like
Oh.
he,
Anyone
it may
else?
be.
Anyone else wanted to say something? I'll defend your statement. He is actually somehow contradicting his own opinion. I'll give you some. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, there is one another opinion in which he says a man that studied revenge, he himself
देखना नहीं है, इधर
make
देख के
his
बात करो, कॉफी बनी पड़ी।
wound green. मतलब जो रेवेंज की बारे में सोचता है वो खुद ही अपने जख्मों को हरा रखता है, तो आई थिंक ही इज अगेंस्ट द रेवेंज.
You think he is against the revenge? Yes, sir. Please.
Yes, sir. According to Francis Bacon, it is revenge. I think should be not personally. If you want to take revenge, it should be public, and so that the enemy can understand that you are revenge. You are going to do
Take
revenge.
revenge. Take revenge.
Yes. And if you do privately and deceive to someone, so this should not be done because it not give importance to society also. And second, he think that if you take revenge, then you also disobey the government law, and that is provided to you. So if you want to take revenge, you should follow rules and law. By the law, you should take revenge. And so this is, I think, revenge should not be taken personally, but should be publicly or by the law rules.
Samiksha ma'am.
Sir, I think that Francis Bacon is not in favor of taking revenge. Because he said that if you will have this mindset of taking revenge, then your wound will always be green and you will not be able to overcome it.
आपको
So he was against it.
100% आप लोगों ने ढंग से ऐसे को पढ़ा लिया। पढ़ा नहीं है, पूरा समरी पढ़ के नहीं आए। पता इंटरव्यू में समरी पता होना चाहिए, तब आपको फेयर आइडिया होगा दैट व्हाट शुड आई से। ऐसा नहीं है कि एक लाइन एक बिल्कुल बिंदु पढ़ लिया, उसमें डिवाइसेस देख ली कौन कौन सी इंकॉर्पोरेट हो रही है, उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता। अच्छा ये बताइए, a person who is simply saying that a person supposed not to pursue revenge, and on the other hand he himself took revenge over his friend. You might be familiar with the famous quotation that Francis Bacon was the brightest and then
Wisest and meanest of
yes,
mankind.
yeah.
Mankind.
Who said this line?
Alexander Pope.
Alexander Pope.
Why?
So because he was mean, because I think he deceived his own best friend.
Yes. So he took revenge over his own brother, over his own friend, and now he's defending. Then you suppose not to take revenge. What kind of person he was? He was defending his own thought. And now just let me clear a few more things. When you go through the essay, in the last you will see he says if you wanted to take revenge, then in that case you supposed to be very intelligent. Because suppose already a person done something wrong with you, and then you done something with that person, then law will take you down. So this is 2 is equal to 1. It means you are beaten 2 times and the person, your opponent, is beaten just for 1 time. It means you are in loss. So if you wanted to pursue revenge, so in that case you supposed to be very intelligent. Then you can. By the way, there is a famous quote I heard from someone actually, that attack under the mask of self-defense. This line is also try to connect with Mr. Francis Bacon. Getting my point? That we supposed to have fair idea. Suppose if a person who knows very well about the biography of Mr. Francis Bacon and he try to raise question something like me, then in that case a student will totally struck that what he was defending it or not defending it. If he was saying that you suppose not to take revenge, then he will give you example from his own life. It will be a matter of concern. Getting my point? Now we have few more essays. What are they?
Office studies.
Office studies. Yes. So throw out a light over office study. Oh,
Uh, of Studies is a essay written by Bacon, and in which he tell us the importance of book, and he also suggested which book should be read, or book should be should which book for digested. He categorized the books in this work.
never run behind perfection. Whenever you try to be perfect, your tongue will slip automatically.
Hmm.
जब
Actually, I was trying to recall the word.
जब भी परफेक्ट होने का प्रयास करोगे आपकी टंग स्लिप करोगी आप गलती करोगे याद रखना इसलिए परफेक्ट नहीं होना है जवाब देना जो दिमाग में आ रहा है उस वक्त या तो फिर आराम से सोच के बोलो कोई दिक्कत नहीं वो कहीं नहीं जा रहे है ना उनको ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि बच्चा का 2 सेकंड रुक जाएगा तो कुछ हो जाएगा ऐसा नहीं बिकॉज ही इज ह्यूमन नॉट अ मशीन बच्चों को क्या लगता है उनने पूछा तुमने तुरंत जवाब दिया ऐसा नहीं होता है इज नॉट यस आपका टर्न बताइए सर
Yes, sir. Of study, he said the importance of study. He says about three types of. First is delight, and study provide delight to human so that he can self entertain and pleasure by this study. And second is to ornament to show that we are intelligent and to show reputation in society. And third, he said that that is delight and ornament and use. I forget it. Use
फॉर
that
जजमेंट
may.
for judgment. For judgment. The third one is for judgment.
Yes, for judgment. Use of it in practical life for
Hmm.
judgment. Yes, so
These are three
and
basic.
second, he categorized books that should be some books should be tested and lightly studied, and some books should be siloed means to study uh, but not deeply, and third should be digest and chopped. So it should be deeply analyzed and applied in our life also. And he also say that study should be not very much than requirement. It should be in appropriate. If you study more, that
Hold
give
on.
you laziness,
Hold on.
and
How?
it should be
Hold
applied.
on. Hold on. How the idea of Mr. Francis Bacon is contradicting William Wordsworth? Tell me. According to Mr. Bacon, when you will read a lot, you will be lethargic. Just connect this idea with Mr. William Wordsworth. And he has written a famous book, Table Turn. It is anti to that idea or similar to that idea.
Could you repeat, sir?
I was asking you that you were saying, actually, you were not. Francis Bacon was saying that a person should not read much, na? Otherwise, he will be lethargic. Okay. And then we have a famous work written by Mr. William Wordsworth that is Table Turn. It also talk about the same thing. I just wanted to know similarity in between two.
I don't have about this idea.